I'm Veronica Pedroza in Kuala Lumpur, recapping the top stories for you now on Al Jazeera. Relief teams in Haiti are now working to avoid what they call a disaster after the disaster. Survivors are clamoring for basic necessities in the aftermath of Tuesday's earthquake. But the international relief effort has been hampered by the collapse of infrastructure and the lack of fuel and space at the airport. In parts of the devastated capital city, Port-au-Prince, bodies line the streets. Others have received burials in mass graves, including 7,000 at one site. Our correspondent Mike Kirsch has more from the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince.
There must be 10,000 people, if not more, who are camped out, homeless, and or people who just don't want to go back to their homes because they're afraid there will be another earthquake here. There's a lot of talk about that. But it's a condition of total misery in the downtown area of Port-au-Prince at this late hour. And we also saw bodies that have been there since the beginning, when the quake hit. The first day, the second day, now going into the third day, the bodies have not been collected. The stench of death is very strong in Port-au-Prince. At the same time, there was some bright moments earlier in the evening when government water trucks had pulled into some neighborhoods and started allowing water to flow for the many thirsty people who have no other water outside when they're homeless, when they're staying in parks with their entire families.
Briefly, in other news, Jordanian authorities have arrested a man after a roadside bomb exploded near a convoy of Israeli diplomats. The attack took place near Jordan's capital, Amman, on the road to a bridge between Jordan and the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Nobody was hurt. US President Barack Obama has proposed taxing 50 of the biggest financial firms to reimburse taxpayers for last year's bailout. The White House says the money would recoup around $117 billion still owed to Americans. Obama says the aim is not to punish Wall Street, but to stop abuses from happening again. And the US says it's backing Google's threat to pull out of China after cyber attacks on Google's email accounts. China says Google's threat won't affect ties with the US and says foreign internet firms are welcome provided they comply with the law. There's always more on our website at aljazeera.net/English.